Today, I want to talk about the Ship of Theseus. A year ago, I fell in love with you. I told you I would love you forever, that we would never be separated. Not long after that, I became seriously ill. I had to undergo an organ transplant. Every organ in my body was replaced, and with them, all of my memories were gone. I no longer knew who you were. So tell me, is the person standing here still me? It is an almost impossible question, one that feels less like a problem and more like a paradox. But this question is far older than our relationship. More than 2,000 years ago, philosophers were already arguing about it. According to legend, the Athenian king Theseus defeated a great beast on a distant island and returned home victorious aboard his ship. Over time, the ship aged, its wooden parts decayed and were replaced. One by one, eventually every single part of the ship was new. And so the ancient Greeks asked, if a ship once had M parts, and all of them have been replaced, is it still the Ship of Theseus? The question is deceptively simple. The answers are not. Plato believed it was no longer the same ship. Socrates believed that it was. Thomas Hobbes proposed a different idea. If the original parts were preserved and later reassembled into a second ship, then that ship, he argued, would be the original. John Locke approached the problem from yet another angle. For him, identity was not grounded in material continuity, but in continuity of function and purpose. As I said at the beginning, this is a paradox. There is no universally accepted answer. Some people dismiss it. They say, if there is no answer, what's the point of asking? They call it empty speculation. But the reason this paradox has survived for over 2,000 years is not because it gives us an answer. It is because it forces us to think. It pushes us to ask what selfhood and identity really mean. IT suggests that sameness does not have to depend on unchanged physical substance, but can emerge from continuity of function, of history, or even of collective recognition. At the same time, it reveals a deeper tension between the individual and the whole, between objective facts and subjective understanding. Most importantly, it reminds us that many questions that appear simple on the surface hide the limits of human cognition. And it is precisely by confronting these limits again and again that we come to understand ourselves and the world more deeply.